Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hope you guys are all doing well. This is obviously the 8 p.m. Content. Obviously, this is later. Obviously, it's 11 o'clock. I am late. I apologise. It was my fault. Um, I should blame Taylor, but it's all right. I'll take the blame for this one. But yeah, big up to everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you for the constant support. As always, please do smash the thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Obviously, with this one, how me and Taylor like to do it on this particular show. Get in the chat. Get in the chat if you are watching this live. And if you want to roast Man United, go ahead. If you want to roast Bayern, go ahead. If you want to roast me, go ahead. But either way, big up to everyone, like I said a couple of times. And we're going to talk about various things. But yeah, man, obviously, the main man's in the building.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Been busy, but in the end, usual stuff.
Yeah.
And trying to deal with my bloody team.
It's been alright.
It's been alright. Yeah, definitely a great win against West Ham. 1-3 on a trot at the moment, so it's a good start to the year. Not losing. Hopefully, we can keep the momentum going. Well, yeah, we've got Aston Villa away next, so it's going to be that could be a tricky one. So they're going to want revenge after getting battered by Chelsea yesterday in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
and then us getting our comeback at Old Trafford against them as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tricky one, especially with Martinez out now as well. 8 weeks he's out for.
Raw.
Yeah, knee injury.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
No, it's a pain. But no, definitely a good start to the year. Obviously, what was our game since? We had the 2-2 at Tottenham. No, well, at Old Trafford, but 2-2.
Yeah.
We had Newport in the FA Cup. Ended up being 4-2. Another game that should have been buried early on. Went 2-0 up. Then they got one back. We went 3-1. Then they got one. And then we finally buried it in the end. So it's kind of like, he got 4 goals, but it should have been 10.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt, it shouldn't be conceding the way we conceded. Yeah. And then after that, we had Wolves away. Wolves always been a bit difficult, always been a bit boring, but it was a great game. Ended up 4-3. Another game went 2-0 up. Should have got a few more. They get one back. We pull 3-1 ahead. And their first goal was a penalty. That was never a penalty. Once again, just, that sort of crap that goes on. But we're 3-1. Then they got 3-2. 92nd minute, they got it 3-0. You think, that's it. They could get either a winner or a draw. Then the 18-year-old youngster, Kobe Mainu, 97th minute, absolutely demolishes him, gets the ball, nutmegs one person, goes past the other, slots it bottom corner. It was literally the amount of times I've watched that go on repeat. It's like watching bloody Garnacho's overhead kick. I was just constantly watching it all on Twitter. And then West Ham, like we just said, definitely, I didn't expect 3-0. I expected to win, but I expected them to get goals. But we got the clean sheet, fair few good saves from Onana, which is good to see. Him getting another clean sheet. And goals from our youngsters again. Rasmus Højlund getting a goal. Great goal as well. Receiving the ball from a great tackle from Casemiro. And takes it on his weaker foot on the outside of the box. Slots it bottom corner. He's definitely something special. Rasmus Højlund, and it was on his birthday as well. He's just turned 21. So hopefully for the next 10 years, if we can keep him, he could be something really good. And then Garnacho, as usual, getting 2 goals off the right-hand side, not on the left-hand side, which is even better because that means we can put our strongest teams against the people, especially when it comes to the front force. Anyway, but definitely a good game, and looking forward to Aston Villa one. I'm actually kind of looking forward to these games now, with these wins coming through, and how comfortable the last one was. Obviously, not having Martinez is kind of a downer, because not even just his defensive ability is on the ball as well. Great passer of the ball, knows what to do, and we kind of lack that. Obviously now it's Varane and Maguire. Maguire did make a couple of mistakes, but thankfully Dalot made a crucial tackle. When they were 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, he just comes out from the side, just slides in front of the ball. But Maguire's only just come back from injury, so he'll slowly get into the run of things. But for a centre-back partnership, there's no one that can really control the ball and a great passer of the ball. I guess apart from Lindelof, but I don't think he's good as Martinez when it comes to being on the ball. But other than that, good wins. Actually, some interesting games to watch. Nothing boring. You can kind of tell it's good as well when you get all these players back, because then you kind of see a difference. We spent most of the season not having our strongest squad. We have pretty much our strongest squad against Aston Villa, West Ham, and Battery, apart from Martinez. But and West Ham, they've done us over this season. West Ham, we lost 2-0 at their stadium.
Yeah,
and then like I can only imagine if we had, didn't obviously, if buts maybes, but obviously didn't have those injuries. I think it wouldn't be like, obviously never challenging for the title. But definitely not worrying about, going into the Conference League next season sort of thing. But we currently sit with 4 points beyond top 4. Ready for teams like Aston Villa, Tottenham to slip up, maybe even Arsenal, but even though they got a win against Liverpool. So we'll have to see on that. We've got Mason Mount coming back in from injury. He's been injured for a while. Hopefully he can put him in some games and kind of build him up and get what we need out of him, even though he's not really a player we actually need. But hopefully we can get something out of him though. But other than that, pretty good. Definitely, like, ownership wise, it's definitely things are happening. There's one thing I'm not in agreement on, that there's plans to knock down Old Trafford to build a new one next to it. So basically, where the car park is, they want to they want to put it there because Old Trafford has a railway next to it, and they ain't getting no permission or whatever. So they want to build like 100,000 man stadium literally right next to it. But Old Trafford's too iconic. I wouldn't be able to do it. Obviously, people say like, oh, Tottenham and White Hart Lane don't really matter.
Yeah, but that was a shithole.
Exactly. Like the name White Hart Lane is iconic because people know White Hart Lane, but it doesn't really matter with them. Someone like Arsenal, they went downhill after they moved stadiums. Yeah, they moved to a bigger stadium, but they won all the trophies at their
that's obviously
stadium.
that's obviously what all the Arsenal fans that wanted Wenger out for a long time were like. We moved stadium to compete with Real Madrid and Bayern and so on, and then obviously they fucked
exactly.
up.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't see Chelsea doing it. Like you wouldn't see them leaving like Stamford Bridge. Like you've seen West Ham do it. I think they still have issues
because of thingy, though, wasn't
it? Yeah, there was a lot of issues
the
there,
Olympics,
but they didn't want to move into that stadium. Big stadium, but they wanted their one. So I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but it might happen. Like the plans are all set and ready. I think they're just kind of having a think on it now to see.
So they're going to add on to it?
No, they're building a whole new stadium right next to it.
So where are you going to play then?
No order.
Because there's no way you're playing in that Etihad stadium.
No.
Not a chance.
No. Well, what I think would happen if they do go through with it is because obviously someone like Tottenham, they will knock it down, put it in the same spot. This one they're putting next to. So I think they keep Old Trafford up, build a new one once it's finished, then knock it down. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want that to happen. It's the one thing I've disagreed on so far with the new ownership. But other than that, it's been pretty good for people.
Is there enough space for that though?
Oh yeah, they own a wide area, like sort of north or south. So yeah, no, they would be able to do it. But like I said, not for me. I can't not get rid of Old Trafford. I've been there. I've been on the pitch. It's bloody massive, and you definitely feel it.
Oh yeah, when I went to the stadium, it was too.
Well, I went on tour. You even go down the walkway where all the players come out. They even put the music on as well. So it's I don't want that to go. I think that'll kill me if that stadium goes. Obviously, all for the modern stadiums, like another Bernabeu. That looks good. No Barcelona doing it.
They added on to it though, didn't they? The Bernabeu?
Yeah, because they have the room for it. Obviously, can't discredit Tottenham Stadium is really good. That is a really nice stadium. That's why they host a lot of NFL games, Beyonce, stuff like that, because it's a nice stadium in general. But
just a shithole place.
But but Old Trafford is football. Like you don't get more iconic than Old Trafford because everyone knows that name.
Yeah, 100%.
But other than that, I think everything's been mostly positive recently, which is the first.
Yeah.
And I guess no January transfer stuff, apart from a few loans going out. Other than that, it was dead transfer. No one came in. I think we put Pelistri out. I think just a few youngsters. Hannibal, he went out. Just a few players on loan. That's about it. But I think enough about United. It's the Bayern Munich time.
Yeah, but while we're on it, because obviously if we go off of this topic, it will just be odd. But while we're on it, I've just found the thingy. I don't really want to play the video, but I'm guessing that's what it would look like. So you obviously have Old Trafford, like you said, and then that would be the stadium next to it, and then obviously take Old Trafford down. What I'll say though, that stadium, it does obviously look futuristic, but it just looks weird.
Yeah, if you compare it to like Old Trafford, I don't think it would look like that, but That's the idea of where to put the stadium. Literally right next to it. I mean, why don't they just keep them? Keep both.
Yeah. Why not?
But too expensive. But well, Old Trafford's falling apart as is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if that railway went there, I think, well, the smaller side, as you can see, would be level with the rest. I think that would be a total of. I think if they did that, I think they said 90,000. If they got the permissions to go over the railway.
What, this bit here?
Yeah. If they added an extra set line or two, I think they could get another fair few thousand in that. But doesn't look like it's going to happen. We'll have to see. Time was only going to tell at the moment.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, because a couple of months ago, you guys thought you were getting the takeover of somebody else. So,
yep.
Things definitely change. 100. I'm with you on that one. With that said, though, let's talk about SEB. So, yeah, man, obviously we've got, we're getting to it fully, but we've obviously got a massive game coming up this weekend. So it's a must-win for Bayern, 100%. We're going against Leverkusen, see what they're about. They don't have all of their players, so that should be to the good of Bayern. But at the same time, Manuel Neuer seems to be a little bit injured, which obviously is never good, and that's not what we want to see.
You got a few players out, haven't you?
Yeah. On that though, so what was it, 3 weeks ago that we last did our show, so that would be, let me have a look, Bayern Munich. So games. So that would be so obviously we got the win against Borussia Mönchengladbach, which was a 3-1 win. Good win in the end. None of them have been amazing football, but good win in the end. Then we had Augsburg, which we beat 3-2. And then before that, we had Berlin, and we only beat them 1-0. And obviously the game before that, we obviously lost to Werder Bremen. But yeah, man, it's been difficult. Obviously, I'm not a massive fan of the manager, as everybody knows. I go on about all the time. But I think he definitely made a good decision last time, especially with the lineup and so on. Obviously, we, like you as well, we've got injury problems. Obviously, Kingsley Coman's out. It looks like Alphonso Davies is going to be out now, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm not like you in the sense of being excited. I understand why you're excited because of all the bullshit that's happened this season. I get it. But I just can't with this manager. As you know, I speak to you obviously on the daily and everything. So it's interesting. On the January transfer market, though, Bayern spoke a lot. It was always in the media, and obviously you can't always go off what the media say, but it was in the media that Bayern are going to do this. It's got to be a different January transfer window. We're actually going to try and sign players and this and that. And then we ended up signing 4 players, which I guess you can't scoff at, but one of them is Moonhead. Then we got in
doing well though.
yeah. To be fair, he is doing well, so fair enough to him. Then we got Zaragoza, which is a young Spaniard, and he was already our player, but we loaned him back to the club that we bought him from. Then we got in Sancho Boy, which is obviously the right back, and then a young lad, which I'm not too familiar on. So, it's not a bad transfer window. I can't complain. We got in Sancho Boy, which is a really, really good player. Moonhead for obviously the 4th choice centre back, even though he seems to be playing now. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting time. I just didn't like the fact that we were talking in the media like we're going to sign Araujo from Barcelona. We're looking to get Paulinho in. do this, do that. Obviously, we were being linked with Varane a little bit. Again, that's probably not even. It probably wasn't even true. It's just smoke and mirrors type bullshit.
So do you think that's it for Mazraoui then? That you've now got a right back?
Yeah, obviously me and Ahmad spoke about that, and obviously the Bayern community we got on here we talk about. I don't think so, and I don't know if that's a little bit of me hoping, because I really like him. I think he's a really, really good player. Obviously, he hasn't been fit. He was away with Morocco, his country, for that competition. So obviously he wasn't with us. Getting in a right back, I think they needed a right back, because I think a lot of the times, if Mazzari's not playing and Lima is, I think Lima's been exposed, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
So they wanted to get an actual right back in. To be honest with you, Taylor, we didn't need a right back. People might disagree with me, but if we didn't loan out Stanisic, he could be our right back. He's been putting in great performances when we did have him, and he was one of those lads that, when we did go against the big boys like PSG, we obviously know that they flop all the time, but he had Mbappe in his pocket, he had Neymar in his pocket as well, so I think he's a good young lad, but then we loaned him. Don't ask why, because I couldn't tell you why, but I'm happy with that. I think Mazzari will probably go on the left hand side now. And that's where I would like him to play. I uploaded a video today, and there was, I don't know how it got out, the story got out, but there was a story that got out that basically there was a, it's not a disagreement, but like, it was like, the wording was, Tuchel was shouting instructions. And you know what people are like, and the way the media tries to spin. Yes.
So is that how you know?
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, 100.
And plus he's German. They are big shouters. So
100%.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah, no.
So
100. Go on.
So if it's more of like the Mazzari thing, or him, either Davies, do you think it's 100% that one of them's going in the summer?
I think so, yeah.
If you're gonna get Stanisic back from loan, and you've got another right back, obviously you don't know what's going on with Davies yet, because he still has a year on his contract. So he may go, I'll just see out my contract. And then Mazzari's like, all right, Davies still here, and there's two right backs. Well, technically 4 if you're counting Lyon and Kimmich. A lot of options on one side. And then you've got Davies and your other youngster for the left back, who seems to be saving your ass quite a bit recently, if I'm right. It's got to be nearly 100% that one of them's going.
Yeah, I generally think Davies is gone. I think he's not an idiot, and I think he sees the potential that there isn't a out and out left back at Real Madrid. Mendy's very good, and Camavinga's very good. And I'm not a Madrid fan. I don't watch them week in, week out. And maybe I sound biased. You can tell me otherwise, because you don't have any loyalties to any of them, Real Madrid or Bayern. But I generally think on his day, and I hate that saying, but on his day, I think Davies is better than both of them.
Oh, 100%.
Excuse me.
100%. Obviously, someone like Camavinga, who's obviously got played there because Angelo had no choice, and then he just ended up being good. You're like, oh, okay. Obviously, you don't know what his future's going to be like, because especially if Davies comes in, it'd be weird to what goes on with Camavinga, because where does he play? Tchouameni is over him on the CDM role, and then Mendy and Davies. Be something I'll take him, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. But I agree with you. I think Davies is gone.
Yeah,
but I see him seeing out the contract.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if that's the case and he does see out his contract, I just hope that we are smart with it, where We do try to sign him. They're obviously going to try again, I think, with a contract. If they're, for me, obviously I'm not in that job or anything like that, but for me, if he even hesitates, I think we should sell him and just take the money. If a Chelsea come in, take it. United come in, take it. Whoever comes in, take it. Because at the end of the day, money's money. But if he does sit there and say, no, I'm staying, blah blah blah, put him in the reserves. Put him in the reserves. He does not touch this Bayern Munich team ever again. That's how I see it. He can earn his bread and then he can piss off to Spain. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And I get it. Don't get it twisted. Obviously, when we brought him in, Alfonso, he was an Iron Robin replacement. He's even said that online in an interview. Brazo brought him in, man, and it looked like a great deal. But if he's bringing him in to be an Iron Robin replacement, I don't know what man was smoking, to be quite honest with you. Because Davies
for a start, he's on the right side. It's on the wrong side for a start.
Yeah.
Do you see how much do you think you'd get for him if you actually sold him?
See,
year left,
I think,
wanting to leave.
Yeah, I think if you're a good selling club, and we're going to get into that, but if you're a good selling club, I think you could probably get a good 70 to 80 million.
You
generally could, because if you're a good selling club, I think you could get 70 to 80 million, because Hazard went for 100 million. Obviously, we know what happened there, but he went for 100 million with 1 year left on his deal. But we're not a good selling club.
Yeah, do you not think Hazard's a bit different though? Because Hazard was top of his game at that time compared to Davies that is now, because he's had more bad performances than he's had good performances this season. Okay, and even people have said like you could tell he doesn't want to play for Bayern, so like get him off. Like I've seen a lot of comments about him where Hazard was carrying Chelsea, so his value just stuck with him. Obviously, if he had a few more years, he'd definitely gone for a lot more 100 mil.
I also do. I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. I also do think though that Chelsea are a really good selling club, really, really good selling club.
Oh yeah, but they're also stupid at Bayern. I think that's where
100%.
That's where you'd give them. I think they're the only ones that give you money. I think United would have, but with a new team coming through and all that, our old negotiations guy has left, so we're going to get a new one, or whoever is going to be taking charge of that, and obviously a new CEO who was City's former CEO since 2011, who helped with a lot of deals, likes of Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, so on. So you definitely wouldn't be able to get something like that from United anymore. But definitely Chelsea. Obviously, you say they're a good selling club, but that's just because of Saudi. Like, yeah, they got 100 mil for Hazard, but I think his value was pretty much near that at the time anyway. Obviously, I think if Saudi was more around that time, he would have gone for 300 million. Without a doubt. I think the Saudis just saw these declining old age Chelsea players, and obviously Chobo's got links over there anyway, because he's got businesses over in Saudi. So that's where the sort of dodgy dealings come from. That's why they were able to push a lot of players out to get a load of money in. But you wouldn't, if it weren't for them, I don't think they would sell a few of the players, maybe in the same amount of players, but for less than half that what they got. And they would have got scraps and still make them look like fools with how much money they've spent in total since Toboli's joined them.
Yeah.
So I would have to disagree with that. They're a good selling club. Obviously, 100 mil Hazard, but his worth at that time was pretty much nearly spot on because of how good he was.
What did you buy thingy for though? Mason Mount?
62 on that. But
Do you think he deserves that?
they wanted a lot more. They wanted 80
Oh,
plus, and we died them down quite a bit. Obviously, I wouldn't have paid 60 mil. I said 50 mil max. Yeah, they got more than what we should have bought him for, but United valued him at what we got him, and Chelsea valued him so much higher. Obviously, if it was Saudi getting him, 100 mil, easy. But we said no to that. So that's just like, I think that's a normal transfer compared to, you know, sort of the rest of them. Like, that's just a normal transaction between two clubs that you would get for any other sort of club, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with you on that, and I do think he is gone. On Battle Davies, I think he is gone. I think he's been gone for a while, to be honest with you. And obviously, you know, you can't blame him. You can't blame him because once you look at it from an outside perspective, if you can, obviously, me being a fan, it's kind of hard. But you know, if they do go and get Kylian Mbappe, they've got Jude Bellingham. They're going to have Kylian Mbappe. They're going to have Vinicius Junior. You know, they've got the old lads. If they do stay, or if they don't stay, that's a different thing. But they got the legends in Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. You know, they've got the young talent in Camavinga and Tchouameni. And obviously, I don't need to name the rest of their team, but they're ridiculous. What they've got is ridiculous. I just wonder one thing with the Davies situation. I wonder what he wants to go there for. If not for trophies or anything like that, that would be a stupid thing to say. But like, is he willing to go there and play left back? Because the whole complaint was he wants to be a winger.
But you ain't getting in over Vinny.
Hell no.
Or even Mbappe. Or even Mbappe if they get Mbappe. Yeah, I don't see what his plan would be. I think he spent long enough left back now. I can't see someone complain that much. Like if someone as young as Camavinga has been bought by Real Madrid, he's a CDM, and they've whacked him left back. He's like, all right, and I'll just be the best. Like literally, he was like one of the best left backs when he was left back. Like,
well,
there's just some of these
players. It's Los Blancos, isn't it? They are the greatest team in football history, without doubt. You know, they are. So
yeah. I don't know what it is with that. Like Davies is a weird one. I think whether obviously the guy, I can't remember his name, who's basically sorting out Davies' contract before he got removed.
Brazzo, yeah.
Was this comments after he left, or was it beforehand?
What do you mean the comments?
Wingers. Oh, Davies talking, yeah.
So it was just a podcast. And it was after. He was basically just saying that he went on a podcast. I think of people he knew, and he was basically just saying like, when I come in, I was a winger because when he was playing for Vancouver, over in obviously Canada in the MLS, he I'm pretty sure he was a winger for them. So you know, you bring in a young lad, comes over to Bayern, to Munich, and obviously, you know, at that time, Serge Gnabry was hot on form. You know, we brought in Leroy Sané, Koeman was doing amazing. So it's like you didn't really have a choice but to go left back.
Yeah. And I don't know why it's like. So Dave's been there for a little bit now. Like, I don't know why the conversation one had when he first got left back. Like, if he had a problem with it, why wait that long? You know, and then wanting to go Real Madrid where they've got Vinny Junior on that side, Rodrigo if they want to put him there, Mbappe if they get him, like. Not that is very weird. Whether
and again, this might be just media speculation.
Well, yeah, exactly. Whether it's just he just wants to go,
Just wants to
May-
be
like,
challenged.
yeah, maybe, or like maybe he's kind of misunderstood himself and kind of like made a betray that he wants to leave, but then says Real Madrid sort of thing. Because who doesn't say Real Madrid? Everyone says Real Madrid.
Oh yeah,
So is it that thing just kind of crap that it's Real Madrid, or does he just want somewhere to go?
just wants to get
Because,
out Bayern.
because no one really knows what's going on with him. Like nothing's out there fully. Yeah, there's a podcast of him saying he came in as a winger, but it's like he's obviously not dying to be a winger because all his managers, he's not said to him like, "Oh, come on, put me a winger or sell me." So it can't be that much of a problem if he's still at the club. Like even if he's willing to wait out his contract to the end, you're still doing another year at a left as left
At
back.
left back, yeah.
So
I agree. Yeah.
if it's that much of a problem, then just be like, here's my transfer request, sell me on to bloody whoever. Obviously, don't take the piss of how bad the teams are, if there is any bad teams,
Yeah.
and send me on. Other than that, it's the same with someone like Kimmich, kind of like talking about positions and what. It's what I said this to you ages ago. A lot of your players just don't know what to do or what they want. Like it's such a brain fart, but this has been going on for a while. Like you can't really say like to do with the manager or anything because it's been going on way for the past few managers.
Yeah.
For you lot. So how can Bayern or even the manager like kind of sort these players out to kind of get him on the right foot? And why is it so hard for these players to kind of know what they fully want and be 100% with it without talking to media and be like, well, I was a left wing. Oh, I'm not a number 6 or whatever. Like, well, what are you then? You can say you're not something, but what are you?
Yeah.
Davey's saying, I was a winger, but what are you now? You was a wing, you're a left back now, so what are you?
Yeah.
Kimmich,
Yeah.
I'm not a number 6, well then what are you? You've not said you're a number 8, you've not said you're a number 10, not said you're a bloody goalie, like what are you? Like, that's what I mean, like a lot of your this, because I thought I were quite bad with like sort of discomfort with some players, especially recently.
Mm-hmm.
But they seem to know what they kind of want.
Yeah.
Like when we had the Ronaldo situation, you knew what was going on there. Because he literally said in an interview all the bloody problems of what was going on.
Yeah.
All the problems. Like, there's these things going on with the United players, but you kind of know what they're on about and what they're leaning towards. But with these Bayern players, you don't know what they want because they're not saying anything, or are they? Like, are they saying anything? Like, that's the sort of question I think Bayern fans should be asking. Like, we've got these fantastic players, especially on their day, best in the world without a doubt, but I don't know what they want. Well, like what's going on? Like, you kind of want to know what's going on with your players because, say, someone like Davies, like, you don't want these fans are not going to want to support a player if he ain't got a clue what he wants to do.
No,
and you've got a few of them, I think.
Yeah.
So it's it's a tricky one, but I don't think it's that. I think I think it's all mind games with
I
these sort
agree.
of players these days.
And they have all the power. We've seen what happened with Mbappe. You know, the wages he's making, the money he's making. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's stopping Harry Kane, for instance, getting to the last? You know, let's say we only signed him for a year contract or some, just stupid, but you know, we only signed him on that, and then he scores more goals than Mbappe, and he's like, well, he's making that much, I want that much. You know what I mean? It's the players have too much power. Back in the day, like, you know, when United are signing players for 4 million and it's on the news and it's like record signing, you know, and they were probably making like 10,000. Now these players are making hundreds and hundreds of millions, and obviously Saudi Arabia don't help. I get what they're doing. I know Ahmad's gonna think I'm shooting at them. I'm not. I'm really not. But obviously they have the money, and you know,
I think,
you know, that project and everything.
I'll cut in just a second. I don't think blame Saudi because there was a few teams before. Obviously, the likes of Coutinho, we went for 150 million.
Yeah.
Where Neymar was like 200 million. Obviously, that's just Barca. Just screw Barca.
Yeah.
They're just idiots. I remember. I probably won't go into that because that's a long conversation. Let's do it. Because I've been watching kind of like a podcast with it's got Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Ian Wright, and Jamie Carragher. Yeah, it's called Stick to Football, but it's on a channel called Overlap. And they're all talking about Barcelona and Italian teams about being juiced up, and they reckon that these teams, especially Italian teams, they're like at the end of the game, we're all knackered, and these lot ready to go another 4 games. Well, like I said, that's a long sort of talk, but obviously I think with Saudi now, I think they're only going to boost up with these stupid prices. Obviously, the wages are going to be stupid when it comes to Saudi because they have loads of bloody money. Like that's how they got these players over. That's how they get Benzema. Benzema didn't pay for him, but he got loads of money. Same with Henderson, and then obviously he got the bag and ran off to Ajax. Even these young players like Ruben Neves from Wolves, 24. Obviously, that's brilliant for Saudi because it's a young player going to the Saudi League to bring the confidence of other young players to go there to build something. But he's getting serious money. Like he's getting more money than these 100. Like top players in like Bayern, United, Chelsea, City.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. No, I'm not blaming Saudi at all. Obviously, before Saudi even did their takeover of football and everything, obviously the Chinese Super League was a thing and everything. And then obviously, you know, one of the main culprits is in England, Chelsea. You know, the way Abramovich used to spend that money left, right, and centre was an absolute joke. And obviously, Man City, we can't not mention them. I know a lot of people be like, what about United? Obviously, a lot of their money's made from the fans and revenue that they get and everything. But
we're
legit, City, that's Chelsea. Yeah, no, 100. And obviously, it's just going to make it harder now these days. I'll be surprised. Let's put it this way: I'll be surprised in the summer if there isn't a story, basically, of Alphonso Davies being offered money to go to Saudi. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be very surprised. You know. But yeah, no, 100. One thing I did want to talk to you about though, and I seen it today, and I want to get your opinion on this one. I haven't spoken to you off camera about this on purpose because I want to get your take on it.
No, that's good. That's good.
And it's going to be, I don't really know where to go with it, but so there's a new thing being put out there.
I saw this briefly, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one, and I'm going to make this into a clip, and I'm going to put it as a video to see what people are thinking. So if you're in the live chat, of this recording. Let us know what you think, and if you're watching this as a video, let us know what you think. Big up to everyone. Smash the thumbs up, all that good stuff. Subscribe and everything. So yeah, I'll read some of it, and then we'll just go through it because it's a long after thing. So a blue card is to be introduced to football as part of a sin bin trials to be announced Friday. The revolutionary move will be announced by the IFAB as part of a sin bin protocols that will see players removed from the field for 10 minutes if they commit a cynical foul or show dissent towards a match official, i.e. a referee, or obviously linesman, so on. The new protocol announced Friday will limit the new card to fouls that prevent a promising attack plus dissent, as well as confirming a player should be shown a red card if they receive 2 blue cards during a match or a combination of a yellow and a blue. Top tier competitions will be excluded from the tests in the professional game in case of the protocols required further refinement, but elite trials could basically begin coming in the summer. So I believe they do this in rugby, I believe.
Yep.
So
yeah, they do it in some Sunday leagues as well. Like, it has been a thing in football. Yeah, it is a weird one because I think going a man down in football is too impactful.
Yeah,
as people see when a red card
10
happens.
minutes as well.
10 minutes, yeah, literally. So a ninth of the game, 1/9 of the game, or even bloody a quarter of a half of the first half or second half.
Yeah.
People know what it's like to go down to 10 men because teams really bloody put it on you and you're missing someone. Obviously, there'll be the talks of maybe, but when they come on and the other team hasn't scored when they're pressing, and then they're like, God, they're back to 11 men. We got to kind of balance things out. Maybe kind of like soul taking in a way, but they're already having issues with stuff like VAR. Obviously, no one wanted VAR when people introduce it. VAR can be good, but there's so many mongs behind the whole system. They need proper people doing it. And with these refs these days, like for someone like dissent, like basically talking to the ref, bloody whole United team might as well just sit on the bench for 10 minutes and just let the other team score as many goals as they bloody wants, because
100.
literally, like, our game against Liverpool at Anfield this season, Dalot got 2 yellow cards in the space of a minute because of dissent. Because Dalot tackled, but you actually see in the end he came off the Liverpool player to go off. And he's like, no, I did not, it weren't off me. And they're like, yellow card. And he's like, what the fuck, that's stupid. Okay, yellow card, red card. Like, and
Players like Bruno Fernandes and Kimmich are screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Like a lot of, especially dissent, a lot of yellow cards been produced because of dissent this season, especially in the Premier League. Obviously, I know Premier League's been bloody crap with officials anyway. If you want to put it in a crap league, do it there, but you can't do for the top leagues. Can't do for top competitions. You just can't do it unless you want to really get these refs, put them through proper bloody training, dish out, like, tell the whole world the rules, give every single scenario that can possibly happen, and say what should happen. and get them to react like that. And then same with VAR.
Yeah.
It's not hard to see if someone's offside. You can literally make a line, and I don't know how people do it in like wrong angles. Literally, you should know how to do a straight line from one side to the other. It's not hard. And I don't know how people are bloody blind to it. They need training as well.
Yeah.
If they want to anywhere near implement something like this. Other than that, no.
Yes.
So, like I said, rugby, it's fine because different kind of sport.
Pretty sure they have 16 men on the pitch anyway, rugby.
Yeah, they have a lot, but
a lot more.
yeah. But there's this like, it's not another card. It's yellow card, red card, yellow card. You're sin binned. Red card, obviously sent off. This is another card. This is a third card. Introduced like you just said there, 2 blues and you're off, or yellow blue and you're off. Bloody hell, no one will want to play football. It will be like, say someone's got the ball and you're running at them. Oh no! If I tackle them, say I won the ball, but he gives me a yellow card, I'm gonna be pissed off. And be like, no, that's wrong. Oh, okay, blue card. That's it. You're sent off. Not even 10 minutes off. You were sent off. Like, no, can't.
Like, I get it. I understand why some people would be for it because, like, obviously the Premier League have these sort of teams. Bundesliga have them also. But like teams that aren't as gifted as Manchester United, Man City, Bayern Munich, so on, like, and don't have the players that can change games and so on. They play like a low block. They play like Burnley, for instance, play the low block and then go for a long ball and so on and so forth. And I think for them this would be really bad because put in a little niggly foul, you get the warning. Then another player puts in a niggly foul, warning, and there's none of these cards going left, right, and centre. And it would be bad for them. Of course, it would be good for the big clubs because then these sort of teams are going to struggle more to play the shithouse football. The thing for me is VAR is a very good thing. I'm for VAR. The problem is the idiots behind VAR are too slow for it. It needs to be like bonk, yep, that's a goal. Bonk, yeah, that's because I've been in a stadium where it's like, oh, it needs to be checked with VAR. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm sat here like a melon. I want to celebrate the goal that we just scored, but at the same time, and then when it comes to it, it's a goal. I didn't want to celebrate. It was like, yeah, man, whatever. So I get it. It needs to be done properly. This though, I don't like, not at all, because you're giving too much power to the refs and the linesmen. Way too much power. And I know obviously it's an Oldham thing, so maybe we shouldn't talk about it, but like Roy Keane, for instance, ultimate shithouse, putting in these tackles left, right, and centre.
You'd never play.
Literally would never play. And you've got people like Sergio Busquets, when the whole situation where he's like this, like smiling and everything. Like these shithousery players are special for a reason because they get away with these.
And it's entertaining. People want to see that because it rolls up the other fans, gets your fans kind of into it, and then you're like, oh, okay, you sell for 10 minutes. I said something like Roy Keane. He's never playing a single game. Might as well retire straight away. Even now, Bruno Fernandes might as well just not play.
Yeah, imagine Ronaldo.
Kimmich, oh yeah, Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo never play ever again. Kimmich never play ever again. What's the point?
There's ruining the game, man.
Yeah, it's all obviously this is nothing to do with money really because it's not going to impact money wise. If anything, it's going to cost them an extra bloody card to spend. Obviously, it's nothing to them, but no, it's done my day.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with how long football's going on. If they did it bloody forever ago, then it wouldn't matter. But it's too long without having it.
Yeah.
So it's pointless. It's just pointless. Obviously, people will mention VAR and be like, "Well, brought in VAR, and that's still a slow process, but like, yes, it impacts the game, but they're trying to do it to impact the correct decision. Obviously, not been the case. Obviously, fully anyway. But you will get these. God, say everyone's running up the pitch, and say you got your defender kind of slow go and a striker, and he's bloody kicked the defender, but no one's looking at him. Something like that, like something like really harsh like that, like dirt, like proper dirty, like that would be spotted. But literally, a blue card or whatever it is impacts their game so much more because you're down to 10 men. You're basically red carding someone for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, like you said, with these teams that sit at the back, even some teams that go against these teams, say United, for instance, they're constantly attacking these teams, hard struggling to get through that back line, and you've just been knocked down to 10 men. You're like, well, how the fuck do we get through now? No, we're struggling. And then the other team's like, oh, watch this. Bang. Straight at them for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Probably get a goal or two. The other guy comes back on, and they're like, all right, we'll sit back, do whatever.
That's the problem, isn't it? Because, teams have done it before, Obviously, there's that famous. I can't remember what United player got sent off, but it was a famous quote from Alex Ferguson saying the Germans got the player sent off, and it was Bayern versus Manchester United in the Champions League, and we were, I don't know, can't think off the top of my head who it was, but we were poking at this player, and then he snapped and then got the red card, and Fergie was absolutely fucking fuming. Teams will do that. Teams will do that because they'll be like, okay, let's just calm ourselves down, get such and such player sent off for 10 minutes, and then just gun ho.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's dumb idea, 110% dumb idea. Obviously we've got the Champions League coming next week. It's back, it's going to be interesting to see in there. One thing I wanted to talk to you about, obviously, it's going to sound weird coming from this, but obviously Bayern Munich are on FIFA, or EA Sports, shall I say? Sorry, put out these road to the final cards and everything. And I'm not necessarily on about the Kimmich card, but like in general on the UCL, obviously Joshua Kimmich is one of the main cards for Bayern. And obviously there's upgrades in there and so on and so forth. How obviously this card will get upgraded. How far do you think Bayern will go in the Champions League? That's basically where I'm coming from. This, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I think I always said quarters. I think it was either quarters or semis. Obviously, depending who you get, because obviously you've got Copenhagen.
Yeah. Lazio.
Lazio. See,
Copenhagen were in our group.
Yeah. No, you got Lazio. You'll be fine with Lazio, without a doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
I think. Obviously, depending on what you get next, really. Because I think everyone can kind of predict who goes through. Obviously, there could always be a shock, but your City, your Real Madrid, your Arsenal, your Bayern, your so on and so forth, PSG, AC Milan. Oh no, not AC Milan, Dortmund. Will most likely get through. Obviously, I don't actually know all the Champions League games. If I can find it. So obviously, Leipzig, Real Madrid go through. City, Copenhagen, City go through.
Yeah.
Lazio, Munich go through. PSG, Real Sociedad, I think PSG go through.
That's an interesting one, though.
Yeah. Close game, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid. I think that would be a close game. A really good one. I would have to say Atletico take it, though, with the way they've been performing.
Again, with the blue cards, just to reiterate quickly, Atletico Madrid are a shithousery team. That's just going to screw them over. You know what I mean? Carry on, mate.
Is that PSV Dortmund? I think Dortmund take that. Porto Arsenal. I think Arsenal take that. Napoli Barca. Napoli have been shocking, so I think Barca take that as well. So you think you've got Barcelona? So it's hypothetical quarterfinals. Barcelona, Arsenal, Dortmund, Real Madrid, PSG, Munich, Real Madrid C. There's no easy game.
No.
Your easiest game for you lot is Dortmund, because you've already smashed them.
Yep.
PSG, I think that'll be a pretty easy game for you. And maybe Arsenal, because, history.
Yeah, I think we'd beat Arsenal as well,
Yeah. So it will be dependent on who you get in the quarters. Obviously, you have the team there to get to the final.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got that team. Obviously, definitely ain't got the sort of tactics and strategy to win the final. Obviously with your manager and all that.
The way Tuchel plays, yeah.
Yeah. And even just the form of the players at the moment, outside of tactics. Obviously, you've got tactics, but if your player is not on form, you can't do nothing with your tactics.
Yeah,
that's why I'm still not 10 out, because as people were saying, with a full bloody team, we're getting wins. It's starting to get comfortable wins. So it's like, obviously that's not the case of Bayern Munich. Obviously Munich got a few injuries now. Definitely have the talent to replace, apart from goalkeeper. If Neuer was out, obviously that'd be your biggest weak point. But Koeman, you've still got a load of wingers to sort of replace him. Kimmich, you do have a CDM, obviously not as good, but Kimmich hasn't been in form anyway.
Yeah.
So Lyon would probably end up being better. So if you were in form, you definitely to the final, definitely. But tactics wise, probably wouldn't win it.
I think for me, like, as long as we can stay away from City and Real Madrid, I think we beat everyone. I really do.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is an excuse, to be honest with you. And
No.
people are going to say I'm wrong for saying this, but I think if Tuchel was to go against a lesser team, other than the two I mentioned, and lost to them and knocked us out, I think that's a sackable offence, to be honest with you. I really do. Because Copenhagen shouldn't touch us. They're not going to get through, but they shouldn't touch us if, obviously, Man City get through. And obviously, before anyone says anything, I understand football is a mad sport. We've seen random things before. We've seen people win competitions and so on that they shouldn't win. But, football's the game, and unfortunately, that's just what it is. So, yeah, Copenhagen shouldn't touch us. City and Real Madrid are the scary ones. RB Leipzig again. They beat us, obviously, in the Super Cup, but I don't think they beat us again. Lazio, for instance, if they were to get through us again, it would be a shock. PSG, Real Sociedad, very good teams, but again, we should handle them easily. PSV, obviously, at the top of their league in the Dutch league. Again, though, they don't have the capabilities that Bayern had, in my personal opinion. Same with Dortmund. Porto, Arsenal are a very good team. They will definitely turn up. And that would be a cracker of a game. But I think we probably overwhelm them in the end. Same with Arsenal. Got Arsenal on the brain now. Napoli and Barcelona, I think we beat both of those teams. Kim and Jay coming out of that Napoli team has destroyed them. And Barcelona, we know, 8-2, slapping them around the park, left, right, and centre. Inter Milan, Inter versus Atletico Madrid, I think we beat both of those teams, but there'll be a tricky game. I don't think we would be
I think
scared of them.
it's weird. I think even though you got Real Madrid and City, I think you would struggle really hard against Atletico Madrid. Because like Atletico, like they've played Real Madrid a lot this season. They've knocked them out one of the cups. Real Madrid beat them in another cup, but like these bloody games were seriously close. And I think Atletico are just one of those teams that would literally give you a run for your money and like make you bloody think twice of like, oh crap, this game might not end well. Obviously, City, and there you go. Well, it's even going to be a close game where we get battered.
Yeah.
Atletico, you ain't got a clue. Ain't got a clue at all.
Yeah, you don't know if they're coming to attack or if they're going to defend.
Also, I'm kind of glad that United's not in it because we would have been where Copenhagen is, and that would have been Kid City. Literally, we would have had a derby in the round of 16.
I don't believe that's allowed though in the round of 16.
Maybe not, but not sure.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, I can't remember how it works because
I think that's why we couldn't get Dortmund or Leipzig.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess so. Well, so no one in the same country can get each other. I think
it's the semi-final it breaks because that's when Liverpool went against. Yeah, I think that's weird. 100.
I guess it obviously it can work because it's like top four from each thingy. So obviously in the round of 16 you're not going to have like too many teams to sort of overwhelm. So like all the English teams went in. Obviously if I'm taking they'll put in them in the same pot. So obviously it's 8 and 8. But like say what if like say all four English teams, all 4 German teams, all 4 Spanish teams? Like I'm not sure how they would make it work. But yeah, it's fair enough that we probably wouldn't get to see. But still.
Yeah, 100, bro. It's weird. And obviously, this is the last Champions League ever, really. Because then they're going to that shitty league system.
Well, I have been hearing different things because of the Super League. Because apparently UEFA might stick to as it is because of the Super League's basically they're going to be the same if they have it as a league thing. Yeah. And they don't want that. And obviously teams like the teams that are backed out, United, Bayern Munich, so on, they're not going to want a point system that they just declined for in the Super League where they could have got so much more money.
Yeah.
So I think they will keep it, but I'm not 100% on what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, 100. There is news on the Super League as well. The CEO of the Super League has been talking about possibly trying to get Bayern into it. It won't happen, but there is a thing.
Well, yeah, they're going to want it because they want the best teams. You can't miss on like half the best teams. It's not a Super League.
Yeah.
What they're going to bring out, say if they brought in like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, so on, they're going to have to go, let's bring in Lyon Town to fill the spot. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, be stupid. So I don't know what they're going to do because they got a lot of persuading to do. They can't go on with it if they're not going to have all the best teams. Doesn't make sense. It's not a Super League otherwise. Well, what's the point having a Super League with 4 teams? Literally, season's done within within 8 games.
Unless they were going to do like a game a month.
Yeah. Or literally like a whole season like normal, but you just keep playing every week. Once a week, it just rotates.
Just play like Real Madrid like 12 times.
Yeah. You just get bored.
Yeah,
and that costs a lot of money. Say if say it was like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. Imagine that every week or every 2 weeks. Imagine how much that costs for travel. Screw that. No one would want to do it. No one would turn up.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Yeah, man. But yeah, either way, we've done an hour. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed. Smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Obviously, we'll have a couple clips coming out of this as videos, and we'll go from there. Because I know some people like the long form content, some people don't, and that's absolutely fine. And then obviously we'll push on the content going forward. Press conference reaction tomorrow and so on. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone. Big up to everyone. And yeah, man. Big up to Taylor for doing this again.
Yeah, as per usual.
Yeah, big man. So yeah, smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Till then, mia san mia. Peace out, man.
Peace.
Tuchel out.